Hi, so I've just had another delivery, and I've had my Vaporshark DNA40. Not to be confused with the RDNA40. This is the baby brother, I suppose you can call it. It's the really small one. It comes in a nice presentation box. Tells you all the details about it. It's powered by an LG 18650. 2500 milliamp hour 35 amp battery with an Evolve DNA40 chip. So it's got temperature control, 40 watts of power, micro USB port, and the zip charging, which I'm particularly interested in finding out a little bit more about. The zip charging is supposed to charge it in about 2 hours from a completely dead battery. So that's going to be really useful for when you're on the go, or if you're charging at a computer, if you're in an office or something like that. Let's have a quick look. So there is literally nothing in the box other than the device, and there's a USB charging cable underneath there, but that is it. It's got the DNA Vaporshark logo on that side. That is where you would use it with the wireless charging pad. That is your gold-plated 510 spring-loaded pin, and then some channels for airflow for tanks that might use that. Your fire button, which glows, which is a 5-clicky on-off deal, and then your voltage, wattage up and down here, and then on the bottom we have the wattage that you're displaying at the moment, the battery charge, the voltage, and then your resistance, which I quite like, is read down to 2 decimal points. Now it is absolutely tiny, so if you compare it to, say, my trusty Kanga sub box, look at the difference in size. That is like, it is seriously small. I mean, this is a handy device, but this is just fucking tiny, you know. Probably about the same on the top. Nice sort of rounded edges, but then in terms of the height, there's a good centimetre probably difference in terms of the height. Now I love this because it's got that spring-loaded 510 as opposed to this, so I can't use all my my drippers on here. But yeah, that is literally it. You can obviously use this in temperature control mode with the nickel wire, so the Ni200 wire. I've got that obviously turned off, as you can see with the temperature at the bottom there. We don't want that on when we're using a usual Canthel build. And I'm going to put my Troll on there. Now, what I have noticed, and something I want to point out first, the battery, although it is an 18650, is not user serviceable, so you cannot take it out, or it doesn't look like you can take it out at all. It's obviously all one fixed piece. You've got your micro USB charging port in there. I mean, it's a handy little device. I mean, you can just stick it in your pocket, you can put it in any sort of jacket. It is so small though that this RDA, not a massively large RDA, does not fit, and that annoys me. It fits just about over the top, but it overhangs ever so slightly. That's really annoying. I'll see if it works better with the mutation, but well, it won't. I mean, it's 22mm. That's a bit juicy. I mean, it looks cool, but look, I mean, that's an overhang again. So yeah, that's the only thing that I would say to the negative so far, really. It's tiny. You know, you just don't. You're not going to fit stuff on this. I mean, it's going to look ridiculous. I mean, Atlantis is as big. Check that out. That's massive. I tell you what, I bet this would work really well with a sub tank nano. Let me just see if I can grab a sub tank. Yeah, let's see how it fits with my sub tank. Let me do a drip tip. Perfect. Spot on. So it works with the nano. That's flush. So what is this? I don't know what the sizing on this is, so I'll find out. I'll post in the video. But that clearly works in terms of sizing on there. So that's potentially the way forward, but it's not going to work with your regular size tanks, or the larger size tanks, or your 22mm drippers. But yeah, let's stick the troll back on and have a little vape. So that build has come out to 0.44 ohms. That's alright. Let's drip some Dreamer. This is a great liquid. It's a 60 VG liquid. I've done some bits and pieces on it previously, but it vapes beautifully. We're at 40 watts. Yeah, nice clouds. That's really good. I mean, it's a cracking vape. It just does feel just a little bit small in the hand, and especially where the button is, you want to hold it like that, but then you've got all of that space. This is. I mean, yeah, I like it, and I like the fact that it shows you the resistance really accurately, or more accurately than some devices that I've got. But it's tiny. I mean, if you compare it to an MVP3, look at that size comparison. That's absurd. I mean, you look at that. You look at that. I mean, there's just nothing. I mean, this is a stealth vape device. You can actually put this into stealth mode. I won't show you. There's tons of videos on how to actually use the DNA40 chip, but I'm aware that this video is running quite long. But let's just try one more dripper with it, just to confirm that it works as advertised. Got loads of juice all over my dripper. Oh shit. That looks alright. And that is reading a 0.38 ohm build. That's nice. I'm dripping with that. I'm dripping the Element juice. There's a couple of there's a good review that I've liked on my my page, but this is fantastic. It tastes just like freshly squeezed oranges. I'm really particular with my liquids, but that tastes fantastic. It's a 80-20 VG, so it's really is best for dripping. But the flavour is fantastic. It is honestly is one of the best liquids I have tried. Let's take some airflow out of you. So I'm going to do a nickel build on here soon. But yeah, that was the DNA40, not to be confused with the RDNA40 variable wattage temperature controlled device with a couple of drippers on. And thanks very much for watching. Cheers.